In perfectly competitive firm, the supply curve for short run, the supply curve is going to be that part of MC which is above the average variable cost. It means that is true, right? Any question? Fike, Paulo, Isaac?
No, I don't have any, sir.
Tim, Marilyn, Miria, Nam? Okay. See, so if price is less than the average variable cost curve, then we see that, okay, this is the case of the shutdown. Okay, let's move forward. So answer this question. If a profit-making, if a profit maximizing firm in a competitive market, so what is the tagline? Before solving these kind of questions, find out the market. That firm is operating in which market? So question clearly mentions that firm is operating in competitive market, right? So if a profit maximizing firm in a competitive market discovers that at its current level of production, price is greater than marginal cost, it should, what is the answer here? Pinyo?
I'm still thinking about it.
Fike?
Also still thinking about it.
Okay, take your time.
Is it B?
B, sir.
B. Price is greater than marginal cost. Think about that. Price greater than marginal cost. So can you replace it with MR because we are in competitive? It means MR greater than MC. We just talked about that if MR greater than MC, should it be B?
I think it's D.
Right?
Maybe increase its output.
It should be T. Right, everyone? Or should I need to repeat that? David, Subhan, Sunho, Pinyu, Nam, Marilyn, Miria, Jody.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sunk costs are the costs that have already been committed and cannot be recovered. Sunk costs, as the name implies, sunk, which is already drowned. You cannot recover that one. So tell me, in case of shutdown, you have some kind of sunk cost which you already paid but cannot recover. For example, rent cost. You're still open, factory is still there, right? There is a depreciation of the plant, plus you're still paying the salaries to the clerk, to the head offices. Still, the factory is closed. You're still paying the rent of the factory, right? So can you say that since we are a shutdown, so we are not paying any rent, we are not paying salaries to the CEO, to the managers, to the clerical staff? Can you do that? No. So it means these costs are sunk costs. So whether you stay open or whether you shut down, you still need to pay these costs. It means you cannot avoid these costs. Only you can avoid raw material costs. If you are not open in shutdown, you can avoid raw material cost. So raw material cost is not a sunk cost. So you can recover that by not purchasing that one. So sunk cost is relevant for shutdown or not. Because whether you stay open or whether you are in shutdown, you still need to pay. So sunk cost is not very important. You don't even consider sunk costs while deciding the shutdown, right? So the third point here, if you see here, third point here, the firm considers its sunk cost when deciding exit, but ignores when deciding whether to shut down, because whether you are open or it's shut down, you still need to pay the head office salaries and the rent, right? So the sunk cost, firms cannot recover its fixed costs. So mostly the sunk costs are fixed cost, right? So it means by temporarily stopping its production, as a result, fixed cost is a sunk cost in short run. The question arises, why sunk cost is considered in deciding exit? If you pay close attention, in exit is a long run strategy in which you're talking about, or in which you are thinking about to go out permanently from this market. So when you go out from this market, you can save your rent, you can save your salaries payments to the clerical staff, right? So all those fixed costs which you think that you cannot avoid in short-run decision making of shutdown, you can avoid in long-run strategy of exit. So that's why sunk costs are relevant in long-run decision making of exit, not shutdown, which is a short-run strategy. Right, guys? If you understand that, please answer this question. I think it's pretty easy. So when economists refer to a production cost that has already been committed and cannot be recovered, they use the term, answer D, which is the sunk cost. Now it's time to talk about the exit. And what is exit? So first of all, let's talk about the enter. Why firms enter the market? So firms enter the market if total revenue is greater than total cost. Why? Because total revenue minus total cost is equal to the profit, right? Sorry about my writing here. So in order to get this profit, they see that if the total revenue greater than total cost, then they enter the market. Since this is perfectly competitive market, there is no barrier to entry. You can freely enter, you can freely exit. So whenever the total revenue is greater than total cost, firms enter the market. And if you divide this total revenue with the quantity inequality, you find out that this is the average revenue. Average revenue in competitive market is equal to the price. You can switch the average revenue with the price. Price greater than average total cost. So whenever the market price is greater than the average total cost and the market is competitive market, which means there is no barrier enter or exit, you will see new firms will coming to the market, will entering the market, right? So the entry condition is price greater than average total cost. So the opposite would be the exit condition, right? So exit is a long run decision to permanently leave the market. So the condition is that when for a longer period of time, if price is less than average total cost, or the total revenue less than total cost, then you'll see that it's better to leave the market. That's it. Right? Any question? So in the log-run supply curve going to be that part of MC which is above the average total cost, right? Because at this point, price is equal to average total cost. So below this point, price is going to be less than average total cost. So that part of MC which is above the average total cost. So the long-run supply curve for a competitive firm in competitive market, it is the part of MC above average total cost. Right, guys? Jacob, Pinyo, Sunho,
Yeah.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Good. Let me just clear all this mess here. So you see, firms exit the market if the price is here. But remember, this is a long run, not a short run, right? So firm will enter the market here if it's above. So now what is the profit formula here? We can also find out the profit formula. Profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost. So if you divide this equation with Q by Q, it's a mathematical property, Q by Q. One Q, you take it inside. Sorry, you take that denominator Q inside, so it would be like this. So if you want to find out, this is the formula for profit, which is market price minus average total cost multiplied by the quantity sold. That's it. Profit is equal to market price minus average total cost, and that difference you multiply with the number of quantities sold. That would be your profit. So a firm with the profit looks like, we talked about this a number of times. Here we go. Where we have to produce where MC is equal to MR. So this is a point where MC is equal to MR. So you find out the quantity. MC is equal to MR. Again, I need to repeat that. MC is equal to MR will tell you about Q max. It will not tell you the maximum profit. It will tell you the quantity you need to produce to get maximum profit. So MC is equal to MR tells you about Q max, and the Q max will tell you how much you get the profit. So by producing the Q max, that would be the production cost. So you find out here, and that is the price here, right? So this rectangular, I think I have here in a very nice drawing here. Let's not ruin that. Here we go. So this shaded area is called the profit. In quantity term, what is the formula? Price minus average total cost multiplied by the quantity. This is. In graphical terms, it's like that. Right, everyone? Understand?
Yep.
How about the loss? Loss is a situation in which price is less than average total cost. You see here, if the price is less than average total cost, you see